That's interesting because I've never been a part of anything with a Reddit.
We should
And
make one for this.
I know you've been called out a few times on Reddit for,
Yeah.
is Mike still on, things like that. I know some comments, of course, the infamous shithole comments and all that other stuff, man. What is that like for you? First of all, how many shows are you a part of that have a Reddit? And I know like it's kind of a big umbrella over there, so it might just be all the same to you.
No, they broken up into different. Is the mic still on? Dead End Sports, frames per second. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And you actively check the Reddit.
Yeah, for shits and giggles.
Just
And
for shits and
to get the pulse too. I like to get the pulse.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck about the pulse though.
What makes you say that?
When you say
like,
well, when you
say
that,
it
ain't gonna change shit. It ain't gonna change shit. Like if somebody came on there and said Spike Lee X, Y, and Z fuck Spike Lee, you ain't gonna look at that and internalize like, oh man, listeners, I need to change up so they could.
I might fuck with them a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I go in there and do a lot.
In there, what you do?
What we made famous on here, ask another question. Like if somebody say something that I feel like it's totally like, where the fuck that come from? I'm probably gonna ask them what they mean if they took something out of context, or I'm just get a shrug emoji, a little shoulder shrug emoji, or something like that. But I go in there to check the pulse
that would zone me out. If you come in and if I said some shit and you come in with just a shrug emoji, like because you ain't have to leave that. You did that to be a dickhead. So now I really gotta take it somewhere. You could have just read it and kept going about your day. And the fact that you responded without a real response, it was just an emoji. Like, come on, bro. Now, like Spike Lee play. You were ultimately you a troll low key. I ain't even know like
I ain't.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kinda.
Yeah, a little bit. Not a bad, not the troll.
I ain't over the top.
We're used to. Yeah, well, not the troll we used to, but you funny. You funny, man. Like you know what you a button pusher. I feel like
that's one of my favorite.
You don't do it on
one
purpose.
Of my favorite compliments. Yeah, I like that. I guess it's the only child mischievous thing type. So you are too, though. We share kind of the same, right? That's why you pick it. That's why you recognize it. Yeah, like I'll do something that most people don't even pick up on, and you'll laugh because you know exactly
hilarious
where I'm coming from.
Yeah. I think that shit hilarious because, like I said, it's a lot of it's when it's unnecessary and just people. You just observe people and what they do, and it's like, oh, and like you said, I have that same thing, and I already got a sick, twisted sense of humor. Like that's the type of stuff I think is funny.
Thanks. I'm the same.
But I also wonder. I even brought up the Reddit. Have you ever taken anything to heart? Has anybody said anything? You like, damn, man, like. I hate that they took it that way, or I hate that they didn't understand what I meant.
No. I think the what probably I won't even say it don't bother me, but what makes me the most curious is when people who are someone who is just as misinformed maybe as you are come and try to comment like they're more informed, that they telling you something when they ain't really telling you shit. Yeah. That's the one where people when I'm giving an opinion and someone is speaking on it as a fact,
yeah,
that's the one, because it's like, hey, bro, it's just what I think. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, and they try to like present it like I'm presenting as fact, and I'm not. That's probably one of the biggest things.
It's one of my biggest pet peeves when people present their opinions like they facts. Like, bro,
yeah, like it's my opinion, bro. I'm
and you shouldn't care. You shouldn't even care something. Like I remember when Trigger Warning dropped, Killer Mike on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of the episodes, I forget what it was. He was doing some kind of study group with somebody. And somebody was hot. I remember some dude was hot with him about something he said about Killer Mike gave an assessment about what he thought about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was upset about it. And Killer Mike in the most calm way, he just looked at it, hey man, it's just my opinion. Like, this ain't that deep. It's just my opinion, bro. Like, you ain't got to take it like this. Like,
yeah, you don't have to.
I'm not. What I'm saying it ain't even true. It's just what I think.
Yes.
So why you taking it like
that's how I see
shit? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's always interesting when people are able to separate that, because I know a lot of people, or people in general, they can be emotional when it comes to them and themselves and their name and what they feel is being disrespectful and all that other stuff. So It's always funny. I'm always curious about the internet in the comment section. I stay out of them.
I was just about to ask you that, like, from the shows that you do, you don't read like negative. Do you come across negative comments?
Nah, I don't really look for it either. You know what I mean? If there's a Reddit out there, I wouldn't know. And the only reason I think is because I don't want to say obsessive, maybe a shade underneath obsessive, but I would probably obsess over it. Like if I found out that people had a Reddit, right? And let's say it's been a Reddit that's been going on for a year that I had no idea about. So let's say Another Week in the Books had a secret Reddit that I had no idea. I just found it and stumbled upon it and then realized it was around for a year. You better believe I'm going through all that shit. And depending on what's
going
being
through it
said,
with what purpose? What's the purpose of that?
Just to make, you know what, the first thing that came to my mind is who talking shit. It's not even, and it crazy.
You going in on the negative. You going in on.
I was just about to say, ain't it crazy how the brain can be wired that way? Like, why would
That's
I
funny
look
that
for
you
all
say
the
that.
positive things? I want to immediately find out where's because the good, I don't know where that comes from. Maybe because I already believe that it's good. So I don't really need that confirmation from anybody else that it's good. I like the appreciation. I like when people write in and tell us what the episode meant and all that. So I'm not saying it under that part, but I want to know the people who didn't fuck with it. Because what y'all
interesting. On? So now that's a similar brain thing that we share, but also I look at it totally different.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like I go for the dopamine hit. I'm looking for the positive. I want to know what I said that a motherfucker thought was funny. Oh, Spike is outrageous. I can't believe he said that. I like the energy. Like that shit right there. I fuck with it.
No,
I'm so surprised. Look, that's different from you in a sense, but in the same sense where we share a similar brain is I'd be so surprised with his negative stuff. I'd be shocked. I think I'm that good as to where, like, well, how could anybody criticize this?
That's
and then I get to read him, and I'd be like, motherfucker. Like, maybe, but damn, I wasn't expecting that. So it's just as arrogant as yours.
No, it is. I 100% get that. And it should be the positives, but I think there's something, once you've been doing this for a while, man, I don't want to sound jaded because once again, all of the feedback and all the comments mean the world. I think it's because I'm so used to getting them via email or comment section that's just how it naturally is. A Reddit and a thread just seems a little bit different. So I think that I don't know if I would find something.
Reddit just
doing this as long as I've been doing it. Yeah, doing this as long as I've been doing it. There's nothing that's going to come from that that's going to like boost me up. It's not going to give me that extra boost that I would need. So let's say I'm dragging, right? Let's just say I'm in one of those modes where I'm recording a lot. I'm kind of tired. I'm a little bit burnt out. A comment isn't going to make me say, unless it's very thoughtful and original and detailed, it's not really going to make me say, oh man, that's what I needed to kind of give me my extra pep in my
really
step, right?
I'm completely the opposite. Like if I ain't doing
not on the thread,
I'm completely opposite, bro. I'll go in there like and see something just simple and it'll give me a boost.
You know what I think part of it is? I think part of it is for the past couple months, I've been really planning and plotting for 2026, particularly in the podcast space, right? All areas of life, but particularly in the podcast space. And it's gonna be a big year. Like it's gonna be a big year. And there's a lot of work that's gonna have to be put in. And what I mean when I say it's gonna be a big year, I mean it's almost, and I don't want to put this pressure on it, but it's almost like a make or break year.
Make or break.
Like where I personally need to see some kind of substantial shift in the space.
Is that like income? Is that growth?
What is it? That's the thing. That's what it is. It doesn't have to be income. It just has to be these goals that I'm actually writing down and I'm being intentional about has to really make some. So when we did Good Earners, we got the reveal that Joseph Ganascoli was actually following our show the whole time. We ended up having him on the pod. That's a moment for me in the space, right?
Okay.
Because you got to think about the first time you had a conversation with somebody, and Joseph Gandolfini, don't get us wrong, that's a, like, all due respect, outside of the Sopranos world, that's a D- F-list celebrity. Respect. All I'm saying is you don't really know, you know him as Vito, right? It's not like he's talking to, you know, I know you've spoken to people in the rap industry who are still them people.
One for me.
Yeah,
even
who are still them
what
people.
he is right now,
But even then, forget the Dame Dash. My point is, that's my point. Go to the first person, like just the first person who was doing something. And it's like, damn, man, this is a moment. Like, this is something that I didn't, and I think that was with the whole Good Earners thing. I've talked about this on here before. I never expected it. I never thought about it. It's not that I didn't think it couldn't happen, but I didn't have the wherewithal to say this should be happening. And once something like that happens to you, then you're like, oh, I've been dreaming too small. Like, I've been playing it too small. Like, let's see if I can take it up there. Let's go even further. Because the fact that I couldn't see this happening means that my vision is not where it's supposed to be. Like, I should have been seeing this. This shouldn't have been a surprise. Like, as grateful as I was and as dope as that moment was and is, that should have been like, I bet. Like, yeah, we planned on that. Like, you know what I mean? We expected that. Right now, let's get this next thing on the list. So those moments help me, and they're real big and important, because when I stop and look at every single year, I look at all the growth and I look at everything, and I'm like, oh, okay, we actually on schedule, right? We're not lagging behind. This isn't a waste of time. We're on schedule. We're doing things. There's been constant things throughout the year. At least once a year, there's a big moment for me in this space that I really appreciate. And it's like, okay, then it's like that confirmation that you're doing the right thing, right? You where you're supposed to be. And this is the year where I just want to put it all together. I think a lot of that stuff was happening to me versus me going out getting it. And I went out and got some things by proxy, but it wasn't anything that I really had to put in work in. It's maybe, okay, maybe you step out your comfort zone, you send somebody a message and they respond, and now there's an opportunity. Stuff like that. But I'm talking about, I told y'all in 2025 that 2026 is going to look like this. So don't be surprised when 2026 looks exactly how I said, and then some. Like, everything so far has just been, oh, wow, that's cool. Wow, that's dope. Now it's like, nah, this shit's expected. I'm after it. I'm coming to get it. And a lot of that is going to require a lot of, like, more just go get after it. So I'm looking forward to it. But I say that because,
so how do you measure that though? How do you measure that? Is it like per event? Because like you said, it's not monetary. It ain't about really necessarily numbers. It sounds like more so,
I think
progress, like you said,
be the big
connection.
You remember the infamous, we've talked about this before. If y'all niggas was doing something in Atlanta, I know who y'all are. You get what I'm saying? Remember when Harv told y'all that? Was it Harv? I don't know if it was Harv, whatever.
Yeah, you're
all
right.
them weird ass. All them freaky niggas, man. Either way.
You're right.
It doesn't have to be to that stature. I'm not looking to be like run the city or do anything like that. It just has to be, I want to be known more for this space. Once again, you said this before.
That's how I feel, yeah.
You said this before I don't want it to be, oh yeah, you got the podcast, right? I want you to know exactly what my podcasts are and what it is that I do. Like, yeah, you know I record, but I need you to be tapped in. And that starts with myself and finally putting this brand together and taking everything I'm doing and kind of combining it all and really making something shake. And like I said, I've already got stuff planned and it's laid out, ready to roll at the top of the year, to really put an imprint in the space. And I've said it once, I've said it a million times. If shit don't ever work out in this space, which I don't believe in, I think it all is. There's too many signs, so many things have happened already for me to believe, like, you know, these are answered prayers. But I'm comfortable if it doesn't, as long as I put every single piece of work that I could. If I put that effort in and I went 100 miles an hour and it didn't work out, I can go to sleep with that. I can move on to the next project or do whatever. I can't move on when I know that I was bullshit.
And
I know I half-assed it, right? I can't. That's the stuff that keeps me up at night. So this is going to be that foot on the gas, I know a lot of people already say, man, you busy. And I really started dissecting that, man. Like, what type of busy am I? Is this a useful busy? Like, is this really going to be something, or am I just kind of looking busy because I'm doing so many recordings? Like, there's got to be more than just pressing play and uploading. Like, what's that next step? Collaboration is a big piece of that. It really is. Like, actually getting out the box and being like, there's some dope people. There's even one person I'm thinking about right now. I'm looking at from afar, and I'm like, man, I respect your hustle. Like, I want to have him on another week in the books and just kind of talk about like his journey and what he's got going on. Huh?
You want to say who that is?
No, not yet.
You want to hold it? Okay.
Yeah. It ain't no. I mean, nobody would know him, but I can see right. Similar to how I just mentioned earlier, I can look at his grind and I can look at what he's doing, and I can be like, oh, it won't shock me if in a year from now he's doing whatever. He's making affirmations too. He's putting it out there. He's younger than both of us. I think he's in his 20s. I've met him once. I didn't even meet him in person. We were happened to be on a panel together. Somebody reached out to me and Rachel. They had caught wind of something we were doing. It was like, yo, y'all, what y'all doing is dope. We want to put y'all on this panel. Had like kind of this big episodes. There were multiple people there. And that's the first time I kind of met him, and we started following each other on IG. And even the affirmations of like, I'm telling y'all next year this time I'm gonna be doing X, Y, and Z. And I've seen the growth, and I've seen him put in that work, and I've seen him like just upload constantly and really be about it. Like, so it's one of those things like, damn, I respect that because I know what that's like. I know what it's like to be chasing something and having such a strong belief that it's gonna work that nothing's gonna deter you. But to actually see him doing it it's admiring. It's admirable. I ain't gonna hold you. So shit like that motivates me, and I always want to make sure that people like that has an outlet and a platform. I reached out to him when I saw him make a declaration for what he was going to do in 2026. I said, hey, man, anything you need, let me know. Whatever I can do to help. Like, whatever that is. I don't even know what it is, but whatever it is, I want to, because I know you're serious. I know you're not bullshit. I know you're not somebody who says, because I've had that, and I'm sure you've had that, especially early on, where people would hit me up on some, my cousin's friend wants to start a podcast. Can I tap them in with you so you can kind of tell them how it starts? And at first it was cool, like, oh shit, man, that was cool that you thought of me to do that. And then it turned into you bullshit. Like, you ain't never gonna do this. Yeah, you ain't never gonna do this.
Into no.
Yeah. If you really wanted to do it, you don't need me. You would have been done it.
Yeah. And the correct question to ask, in my opinion, if somebody tells me that now, what I've learned is, oh, have you recorded have you recorded anything? And if they haven't, then I can't help you. Like just what you said.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't recorded anything, there's nothing I can help you with. Like instructions online. There are instructions online to tell you what to buy to set up.
Yeah.
Like you don't need me for that. So what are you really asking me for? And if what I think you're asking me for is correct, then I need to hear it. I need to see what you've done, see how serious you are about it. Then I can give you any advice that I have. I'd be happy to. But I totally understand. And I wanted to address something that you said as well, because I'm in a similar place in the sense of the work that I have to do. Like what you said, am I just pressing record and going to all these podcasts, being busy, putting that in the bucket of the work that I have to do versus the work that I need to do. I want to be very intentional in that this year because I'm doing the work that I have to do, but I would give myself a failing grade this year in doing the work that I need to do.
All right. So I don't know how this looks, but I'm telling you, this is me telling you brother to brother. All right. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to seeing you clear your plate a little bit so you can have. I can't speak for you. So you can. I'm going to ask you. You tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather give 75% to 6 recordings or 100% to 3 or 4? And do you think that 25% gap is going to make that much of a difference in how people perceive you? Because you got to remember, you already a brand. You already established in that sense. Obviously, the whole goal is to grow it and, extend that net even further. But you already done the hard work that a lot of people try to get to. Like, people know who Spike Lee is. Like, Reddit's, I know you've been approaching public, all types of stuff. So that part's done. But do you feel like you can take it up another level if you kind of clear it out a little, your plate a little bit, and kind of laser focus in on what you're doing? Or does that matter to you at all?
It
Do you
does,
feel
and I've
like you're
thought about that.
okay?
That's a
Go
good
ahead. Go ahead.
question. I've thought about that. A part. See, I'm on the fence with it. Even in
Mm-hmm.
think about it, I don't have the final conclusion yet. But this is the space where we share things like this. This is what this podcast is for. I thought about it in the sense of my Michael Jordan, Kobe brain tells me that there's no way you should be 70. Like you can do all 6, 7 recordings at 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Like you should be able to do that. It's
Mm-hmm.
like Jordan felt like he should be able to shoot a free throw with his eyes closed.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm telling myself and being honest, like you said, it is at about 75, 80% for maybe 2 podcasts, or it's 100% for another. I was listening. I'll get to that later, but I feel like I should be at 100% of all of them and don't want to stop doing any of them, though I know that may be the solution. And I haven't come to the conclusion on what I should do about it yet. Because I
Mm-hmm.
do genuinely love everything that I do. I asked for this when I first started doing On Deck, however many years ago. I wanted to do movies, music, this right here, sports, everything that I wanted to podcast about, I'm doing.
Yeah.
So to step away from that almost feels like failure to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you did it and you stopped. I want to do it and those be it. But again, like what you're saying, the solution to being more effective may be cutting some of those things out.
Why does that feel like failure to you?
Because I feel like I'm supposed to be doing it. That's what I asked for. I asked to be doing movie reviews and TV. Like I still have a hard time and feel bad when I turn people down and tell them I can't do something because I'm too busy. Like I got another record. Like they asked me to record something tomorrow about the Diddy doc. I want to do that. I can't.
Okay, but you saying that I'm supposed to be doing this, you're already doing it. That you ever look at it from that perspective? Like I'm doing this so much that I can't do what I want to do sometimes. You get what I'm
No.
saying? Like,
Yeah, that's a good point, but I don't look
yeah,
at it from every perspective. No,
yeah.
that's a good perspective to have.
Do you? All right. Let me ask you. You say you're supposed to be doing this. Do you want to do everything that you do?
It's some things that I would pass on, but I made a commitment. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, so for example, what it would look like in me thinking it out, I made a commitment to be a part of a cast to review movies and
Shout it out
TV
for those who don't know. Shout it out.
with frames per second. I made a
Mm-hmm.
commitment to do that. One of my in book one things that I wanted to address about myself that I noticed is I want to be more of a team player, which I feel like I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So in that commitment to saying, hey, I want to be a part of this cast, there are going to be movies and things that I don't want to see that I could just miss.
One of our early chapters.
I
One
don't
of our
want to
early
hear that.
chapters was it's not about you. That was one of our
Right,
first
exactly.
5 chapters. Yeah.
People may be listening to hear me say that I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did Fast Night at Freddy's 5, whatever the fuck the name of that shit was, man.
Yeah, Fab Night at
Fab
Fab, whatever.
Freddy's, whatever the name of it was. Y'all
Goofy
Google that
shit.
shit. Didn't want to see it, didn't want to be there, didn't want to spend money on the movie ticket. But I feel like it's an obligation of mine as a part of that cast to do that.
I agree with that.
So now that I'm a part of doing that, yeah, there are things to being very long-winded in answering your question, and also giving another example before I close it out. Dead End Sports. I joined Dead End Sports for football season.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing it so much. The response was so good that I just stay on this full time now. We take a couple weeks off at the end of December, but when basketball season rolls around, I mean, I'm a sports fan, so I'm knowledgeable, but I realize also that basketball is not my bag. That's another thing that I could be like, you know what, when football season rolled back around, y'all holler at me. But I don't want to be that dude because there's
All right,
stuff that
no,
I add to it.
okay, time out. Let's all right. Let's
Yeah.
we getting somewhere. Okay, what harm would it be if there's a movie that's being reviewed this week that you're not into to say I'm gonna take this week off, or you know what, I'm not into it? Does it just not work that way, or is that a Spike Lee thing where you can't? You feel like you kind of in and out, like you. It seems like there's
Both.
something mentally where you feel like you have to be there.
It's both. It's both. Like
Okay,
one, I would look at someone funny that did that. Like
but why?
if someone was a part of the cast, like I don't want to see that, bro. I ain't coming. To me, that ain't
Nah,
that's not
all
the
right, hold
job.
on. It's not like that.
That's
It's
not the
not like
job,
that.
though.
It's not like that. All right. So, all right. Let me give you an
It's
example.
like it's like
Culture
if
Guard.
you hit me with a topic and you say, let's do this, that, and the third. I can't respond to you and be like, I don't want to talk about that, bro. Find
Yes, you
somebody else.
can.
I
Absolutely, you
can't
can.
do that. See, that
Absolutely, you
my
can.
mind, my brain not even set up that way. I
Okay.
don't even think like
So,
that.
all right. So, Culture Guard.
I
You
can
got
I can
me.
say I don't really like that. Let's do something else, but I can't say I'm not coming because you're doing that.
No, okay. That's a little bit different. All right. Let me break it down. Let me break it down.
Okay.
There's three of us at Culture Guard.
Okay.
There have been times like I've been on every episode of Culture Guard, right? There have been times where I'm trying to think of a movie. Let's say The Wash, right? Let's take a movie like The Wash, like a goofy ass hood movie, something like that, where if it's my turn to pick or a school's turn to pick and school say The Wash, Rachel might be like, y'all got it. Like, I'm cool. I don't want to talk about I'm not gonna, there's nothing for me. Bet, because I know the time that is gonna take for Rachel to prep. And every now and then she might just pull up just on some I ain't got no notes, but I'm just here to bullshit with y'all, and that's cool too. But I wouldn't ask Rachel to put time into something she ain't really trying to fuck with. Me and school can hold it down. And we're gonna make a good ass episode. Or it could be the opposite, where let's say we did a film like Origin, right? With
Mhm.
Anjanou Ellis Taylor about the caste system. It's not your everyday anybody gonna watch it type of film. And let's say
Mhm.
school just on some like, y'all got it. I don't want to talk about that. Like, I'm cool.
Okay.
Like, I have no interest in it, whatever the case is. There's been movies that I've mentioned to school. He like, bro, I'm not watching it. I've never watched that movie. I'm never doing that episode. And for me, it's never looked at as, oh man, you letting us down. It's like, nah, that's the whole point of having multiple people. That's the whole point of having a team. Next man up. Like, we good. Like, I would rather you use your time to be good. If you ain't good to yourself, you ain't good to nobody else. So if you
Mhm.
spend your time, it's already a grind recording. And once again, I've told people all the time, it's not even about the recording, it's the prep. Actually, press and play is actually pretty simple. Once the mic is on, everything flows and is good. The preparation, though, watching a movie, taking notes for the movie, trying to get your thoughts together, all that's work. So if I'm asking you to put in that type of work on top of your full-time job, on top of your other responsibilities and commitments, and there's some shit you don't want to do, that starts to wear on you little by little. It's not one instant effect, but over time they build up. And it's gonna reach a point where it's like, bro, I don't feel like doing this. Even the shit you want to do, you don't feel like doing it because you never had any time to kind of recharge your battery. And it's not that you don't have to be here if you don't want to do this movie. And I know what you have is a little bit more structured and different. I think we have a little bit more freedom because it's only three of us and we all understand and know that's what it is going into it. And I know you probably have like a wider net as far as like the people who reach it. There might be people who actually reach out and say, yo, I come here for Spike Lee. Like, I'm disappointed when Spike Lee's not here. Like, the show is dope, but I come specifically for Spike Lee. Maybe there's that responsibility. Like Jordan used to say, like, bro, I had a responsibility to play all 82 games. That there's somebody that spent their hard-earned money to come
Road
watch me
games.
play. Yeah, and I get that. I get both sides of it, but
Mhm.
the need to do things out of just I'm supposed to, I don't know if that's the healthiest.
I don't
And I
even know
was
if it's
like, man,
supposed to. I just feel like that I have to. That's the to me, like that's the job. It's like when with Joe Burrow the other day, your man's.
yeah.
Yeah, football not gonna be fun sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the job. When I
Okay.
signed up for it, and me and AB were talking over one microphone with a USB in it, like going back and
Mm-hmm.
forth, and it was 4 people listening on Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah.
The goal was to get to a point where like what you said, I was listening because I wanted Spike on here.
Right.
So there are some things that I turn down, though I'm doing it less and less. But I feel like in what you're explaining is I'm not disagreeing with. However, for that particular setup,
I was.
if let's just say that everyone took that approach, then you're never going to get a full cast, and
So
people
that
tune in for the full cast.
then you show
That's
up
my
to the Cash Money reunion with BG and Juvie and nobody else.
yeah.
So just to clear, I'm glad you said that because I do want to clarify for anybody out there listening, just to make sure I'm clear on this. I'm speaking from a perspective of I started this podcast. We have the freedom to do whatever. I have no idea what Spike's agreement is. So if I was in Spike's shoes, right? If there was already somebody who reached out to me, let's take Good Earnings, for example. I wasn't originally part of that, right? Y'all reached out to me. The expectation was clear. The expectation was very clear on what this was and where I'm supposed to be. So I knew I would never say, "Oh, this is a dream episode. You and Mo got it." It doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
Right? That I understand. So
it's just like
what
that.
so I do want to make sure that I understand that you don't necessarily have the runway to just go ahead and say I don't feel like doing that. I'm sure you probably have a different there's probably a different expectation, different conversation about what this is versus all the stuff that I do is stuff that I normally have created. So I'm not really invited in too much, or excuse me, there's not too many things that I've been invited in long term to where I have to adhere by I'm supposed to be here every week. This is one of them, right? When I agreed to be co-host or co-author of book 2, I knew that there's an expectation to be here every week. That's what it is. Right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It ain't no, I ain't feeling it. Let's do it next week. Nah, bro. We got it.
That's not what podcasting is.
I do understand where you're coming from, but I do think there's a balance there too. I think that if you can negotiate once a quarter,
but see, that's why
whatever.
I look at, and this goes into what we're talking about for the whole episode, like just reviewing the year. That's not on anyone else, though. That's for me to figure out. I can't. For me, having more time, I don't feel like is the problem. Being more productive is.
Okay.
So cutting that out, I now have to figure out how to fill that void in production and not be too hard on myself, because in that area, and that speaks about how I feel about this shit a little bit. And that area is, like you said, I got the gym clothes on, bro. If you want to hoop, we can hoop. So I can show up, do that, be good at it, and feel fulfilled if I didn't want to do it or not. The unknown, the other area of being productive over here is, okay, what should I be doing? Because I'm not well practiced in that. What should, and then not feeling like, man, you bullshitting, like you should have did this, and this. But that feeling only coming from not doing it enough and not knowing that this is a normal day over here. This is a normal day on the productive side. You don't get everything that you wanted to get done. You're going to make 100 calls. You might only connect with one. That's how it goes. Just from not having that many reps over there, I judge myself harsher over there because I'm not as experienced in that. Like what you said, one of your goals was this year is just connecting with people. I can connect with people easy. It's continuing to be connected with them is my issue.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that looks like either because I really never done it outside of friends. So we're talking about longtime business associates. How do that look? What type of conversations? And so then I get in my head about it. It's easier to do the production and have that done because I got more reps in it and I know what that looks like. I'm not saying that's right. That's something that I want to address about myself and fix this year, but it is an observation that I made, as you said. Like I wouldn't give myself a passing grade for this year specifically for some of the stuff that we just talked about right there. Like I have to figure out a way to be more comfortable cultivating and continuing relationships, cultivate and knowing what that looks like. Past an introduction, a couple of conversations, and keeping and continuing to flower or water that seed. That's my goal this year. I did that with Dead End. Like that started however many long ago, and it's grown fruit into this.
Yeah.
How do I do that outside of recording? To make a very long-winded answer to your question, but yeah, so you're not wrong in the sense of what does it look like if you do that over here, but I don't know what it looked like either. What's comfortable for me, and one of the reasons that I would say I would give myself a failing grade for this year, I was too comfortable. Comfortable in the sense of these are the things that you do. These are the things that you do. This is how it breaks out in days. This is how it breaks out in time. Go do these things. Once I figure out, okay, this day's recording, this day's recording, this day's recording, this day's recording, this day you got to do that. Now I'm just in that loop. Versus, I got to get outside of that loop because I need other things to continue to fill that cup.
I failed to ask.
My bad.
Yeah, you did tell me an idea. Go ahead. Yeah.
I gave you an idea before we started that I want to work on. It's going to be my passion project this year, amongst other things.
Yeah.
But even the space to have ideas like that came over that break that when I went to Nashville.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. Listen,
I know it, but again, it's applying it that I need to work on.
Okay. So I should have started with and you're absolutely right. That's great that you recognize that if you're always boom, 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 that's a creator's worst nightmare. Facts. It's great if you just pod. If you just podding, that's great. But if you're trying to create something, you're not giving. Sometimes you need to sit down on the couch or sit down and relax for a couple seconds, and then everything starts flowing to you.
Step back and say that he ain't Casanet, the biggest fucking creator in the world. He's like, you know what, bro, I need a mental health break. I gotta take a step back from everything that I was doing.
Got to. It's just necessary. It's human nature. Yeah, it's human nature, and he always somewhere. You know, it's everything's real cool when it's new. When it starts to become the norm, that's when the human elements still kick in. I think that's one thing that's important to remember, man. We all chasing something, and that journey to get there is the most important thing. It's not the destination. It's not when you get it, because it's gonna bring you some thrill. You're gonna get that dopamine hit. But once whatever you were chasing becomes normal, you're gonna start chasing something else. You get what I'm saying? Like once you take 15, 20, 30 private flights, flying private ain't necessarily the thing no more. You ain't pulling out your phone every time and we live in. Nah, you don't have to. Like, this is my normal life. Like, it was cool when we first started doing it because it was a new experience.
We just talked about that on deck. Peasy, the rapper from Detroit, he took a picture that was out in Miami, and he took a picture of the receipt, and it was 103. Their bill was 131K or something like that.
Yeah.
And to your point, what you said, like, you taking a picture of it and putting it on Instagram, make it look, it's not a flex. It make it look like it's your first time. Because if I do this, okay, we spent 130 in here. That's what we do. Like, we come running up every night.
Remember when Donald Glover, Childish Gambino was on Sway in the morning, that pound cake freestyle?
Mm-mm.
You don't remember the pound when all right, people out there listening, y'all might remember this. Yeah. Childish Gambino years ago was on Sway doing a freestyle, and he did a freestyle to the pound cake beat, Drake's Pound Cake. And there was a line in there that I always thought it was so cold. It's very simple, but it's so cold. He was like, when you're rich, you don't take pictures, you just see it again.
I do remember
that. And that's all, like, stuff like that is just like, man, once you start getting to that phase, it's like, damn, all right, what's the next thing? So
that's why I don't take pictures with famous people.
Yeah, you know what it is for me?
What?
There's something in me that that's not doing anything for me. Just the idea of me asking you, like, to take a picture for what?
Yeah,
You get
I
what
may
I'm
be your
saying?
peer. I may be your peer sometime soon. So I like,
You
well,
know,
no,
you know what I would love? I would love
what's that?
to shake your hand and chop it up with you for a couple minutes.
Yeah,
And then
definitely.
everybody going about their way. But I don't need to document to anybody else that we working. You know what I'm saying? We out here grinding. Like, nah, it's cool. You're gonna see it. You know,
Yeah,
that doesn't
exactly.
do anything for me. And I don't want to be viewed as the type of nigga that's gonna pull his phone out when he sees somebody famous. Like, yeah, I need to get this picture. Because, like I said, I'm more about building connections, not the image or the facade of building the connection. Like, that just
Facts.
doesn't. I get it. I'm not knocking anybody who does. If you see, especially if it's your favorite celebrity or somebody you're a
Fine.
big
Yeah, like
fan of,
I ain't
by
judging
all
nobody for it.
means. Yeah, like
Mm.
I've met plenty of celebrities and they say what's up, and I keep that shit moving because it is what it is. But also, that's just me. I'm not gonna laugh. I did that shit to school once, man. Next time school on, he got to tell that story. I felt bad because school was a kid. We were in the mall, and one of the UC Bearcats basketball player was in the mall. He recognized him, bro. And I remember he got hyped, like, "Oh, that's such and such." I said, "Man, get off this." You know what I mean? Like, and he looked at me like, "Damn, bro, I'm a kid." Like, and I was just like, "Damn," because we legit had to be. Maybe I was
Oh
13 and
shit,
he was
that's
11.
funny.
Yeah, but I've always been that way. Like, bro, that's just another motherfucker like you. But I
I
don't
had a
know. Either
moment.
way.
I had a moment like that with AB. He used to tease me, but I was lit though. Because when we first moved down here, I can't think of who the fuck it was that walked by, and we was in the car, and I yelled their name, and then the nigga went and told the story on the podcast like I was fanning out. I didn't fan out at all, but he embellished it a lot and was like, he was
Of
like,
course he
oh, that's such
did.
and such, such and such. It's like, nigga, shut up.
Like you in
That's funny.
Hollywood and shit.
Yeah.
But getting back to it, how do you find out what that looks like for you? Like how do you, well, let me excuse me, before we even get into all that, fuck all that. I didn't ask you the most important question.
Mm-hmm.
To even answer those questions, you have to answer this one, which is how do you feel? Like, how are you right now? How's your mental? How's your physical? How are you emotionally in regard to, do you feel pleased with what you accomplished this year? Do you feel like you left some things on the table? Are you in the mind of how do I make sure that doesn't happen again next year? Like, how do you feel right now? All the above.
First, I want to address something from that question. I'm so proud that I don't want to sound selfish because I didn't do it by myself, but I'm going to say I right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud that I created a platform where that question is cool. Because I listen to hours and hours of podcasts a week, and that question never gets asked.
Mm-hmm.
But you being comfortable enough to ask that question, and the people that listen expecting questions like that,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the proudest things as a podcaster, that as a creator,
Yeah.
that I built the platform. We've built the platform. All the people that have been on it built the platform. All the listeners built the platform where that's normal. That's expected.
Yeah.
I love that. So thank you for
Yeah,
asking.
man. Absolutely. Thanks for building it.
Thank you. Thank you for helping. I feel like you, when you said earlier, make it or break year.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the sense of if something don't happen and then I'm giving stuff up or things like that, but I really need some significant gains this year. I need to see some significant, like, okay, yeah, this aha moment. This works. Even though it's working and I know it works and I've been doing this, but I need some progression.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where my mind has been a lot lately. I
Yeah.
got way too comfortable this year doing just what I do. I should have taken and planned to take more chances. Like I heard something today that stuck with me. You said this about dreaming big enough. Like there weren't enough doors slammed in my face in 2025.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough. You bugging.
Yeah.
Why did y'all think y'all could do that?
Remember we talked about
We
it. Not
talked
enough
about
people
it. We
laughing.
talked
Not
about
enough
that.
people
Yeah.
laughing at us.
And it didn't happen. I didn't do it. That's
Mm-hmm.
a fail in that category for this year because of personal reasons, like just stuff going on, like me and you've talked about in my personal life, just the ups
Yeah.
and downs of life in general. That's one of the things that people don't talk about on podcasts enough is outside of podcasting, your life and
Hmm.
then showing up to record every week. That's difficult.
You know what I'm
That's
you know what I'm thinking of?
that's that's one of the hardest things about this, and people don't know it.
One of the most underrated scenes in The Wire. Maybe
Mhm.
not underrated. People acknowledge it. Season one, Avon and takes D'Angelo to go see their peoples, laid up in hospital bed. And he's like, be a little slow, be a little late. Like, and there was a moment where Avon looked like, man, you can't plan for no shit like this. Life is always gonna have those moments where you just can't plan for certain things.
Yep.
And how do you figure out in real time? That's one of the most difficult things to do.
Facts. Figuring it out in real time, and then you add on when you talk about somebody like me or you ain't talking about going to do one show. You ain't talking about
Mhm.
cutting life off for an hour. You're talking about somebody that records every day, that's customer facing and talking directly to people and having to leave all the personal shit at the door. Nigga didn't come here for that. I don't want to hear
Mhm.
that. I want to hear you review this movie. Nigga, talk about this music that I came listen to on deck about like what you and Rich got going on another week in the books. Nigga, review this Sopranos podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to do that. Not necessarily say with a smile on your face, but you got to show up and do your thing, what people expect of you. So I got way too comfortable in being satisfied with showing up and doing my thing and then blaming personal stuff for it. What I really want to take into consideration this year and just really digest is, nigga, that's the job. That's the job. Like that's off the wire too.
No,
That's the job.
that's Snowfall. That's Snowfall. That's when them niggas was trying to pull up on somebody to kill them, and Franklin pulled up and said, "Man, get y'all asses back to the house." And
Didn't Freeman
Jerome,
tell McNulty tell that? Freeman told McNulty that
oh yeah,
too.
Freeman did tell me not to do that, and it says, "I'm
Yeah,
thinking
that's
about the time on yeah,
okay.
that's both shows. I'm thinking about
Gotcha.
when Jerome was talking about he couldn't get niggas off the block, and that nigga Franklin said, "Nigga, that's the job."
That's your job. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Fact.
like what you
Same
mean you
thing.
can't do it? That's your job.
That's the job. Like
Yeah,
so part of
great
being the
call.
person that I want to be and the legacy that I want to leave is having a real understanding of what you signed up for. And if you signed up for this, how are you going to be effective in it, not going crying to somebody saying it's too hard. I
All
never
right.
had that luxury anywhere in my life, so I shouldn't do it here.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Hmm.
Still want to get back into the how you feel question. Like, I think
Okay.
there's more layers to that, but yeah, you signed up for it, but at what point do you say, I want this to look like this now? At what
I
point do you
think
say
part of
I
it,
can take control of what this looks like? It doesn't mean that you changing anything from like staying busy, but I'd rather use my time and my resources to focus on this instead of this now. Like,
hmm
at what point
hmm
does it turn into that? You get what I'm saying? You
Mm-mm,
signed
tell
up
me a
for
little bit more.
you saying this is what you signed up for. And I think I know what you mean in regard to once you're a part of a cast and you agree to do that, that's what you did sign up for. I get that.
Well,
But
it in general, when I say to be more clear about that,
you signed up to be the best version of Spike Lee that you can be. You signed up to be a creative, you signed up to be a podcaster. Right
mhm,
now, you're shackled, and I don't want to say shackled. That's a terrible word actually, because everything that you're a part of is top-notch programming. Like, you're a part of some great podcasts. It's not like I'm sitting here like, Spike, what the fuck you doing over there
why
wasting
you
your
doing
time?
that? Yeah.
That's not the case at all. It's completely understandable why you do what you do, because everybody you work with is phenomenal. And there's great content, and there's something that's
Present
been
company
built.
included.
Yes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Mhm.
But at some point, you got to we just talked about this. You got to do the Vince Gilligan, like, hey, I can't work on this movie anymore. I got my own show. I've been working on this for years. I'm finally at a spot where it can get launched off. I love the opportunity, but I got to spend some time over here. I got one more rewrite for you, but I'm making this show about this chemistry teacher that catches cancer and starts selling meth. Like, I got to
Mm.
start doing it. So at what point do you do your version of that where I can't do what I want to do and this at the same time?
Good question. When I start doing it and taking myself seriously about it, in my spare time now.
Okay.
There's still time that I could allocate to those things, but, and this may be a snake eating its tail, because I do so much, the little free time that I do get, I want to enjoy.
Absolutely. 100%. I get it.
When that thing starts to bleed over into my free time and say, yeah, I do want to relax, but I'm going to do this because I got time to do it now.
So it sounds like the idea you told me about earlier, it sounds like that's going to turn into one of those things where it's going to consume your mind. Like, I got to figure this out.
Facts. So when that thing starts to show itself up in the free time now, then I'm going to start removing things to make even more time for it. Because I know my personality. Like I'll have, like, I feel like if you want to do something, you can do it. We excluded trying from our vocabulary in another week in the books. We don't try. But I know me. I know my personality. I'm 43 years old. I got room for growth. Better version of myself is always going to be out there. Yes. However, I do know myself. And if I am comfortable watching Red Zone when I get done recording on Sunday versus, hey man, I got this dope ass idea I can hash out a little bit while I'm watching Red Zone even. Or I got this dope ass idea I can hash out a little bit, but I'm gonna run this episode of Mayor of Kingstown. When I start telling myself, fuck the Mayor of Kingstown episode, fuck that game that's on, take 30 minutes and fully focus on your muse, this thing that you want to be great. When that starts to happen, then I'm going to start removing things from the rotation to fulfill even more time for that thing. Because I don't want to waste my time either. Like it's juggling the thing of I've worked this hard to get where I am, so I don't want to lose it by backing out of it.
Yeah.
However, there are other things that I need to work and want to work on that should be in play, but they're not. And that's just because I don't take enough time to do it. So when is something going to strike me, bite me, be in my head enough to where fuck the free time, my nigga? Like I was just talking to my homeboy the other day, and he was like, bro, what nobody tells you, he has his own company. He's like, what nobody tells you about being an entrepreneur is, bro, it's 24/7. I was just talking to a couple of my homeboys about this actually. My homie that owned the spot down, and he's like, what people don't understand is like, I've got people I hire, I pay, I do all these things, but I still got to show up to make sure the shit running right. And if I still got to show up to make sure the shit running right, what the fuck am I paying you for? So that's a different scenario, but it's kind of the same thinking and how I feel in the sense of I still got to show up and represent Spike Lee if I'm building that brand. I don't want to take a week off. I don't want to take 2 weeks off. It's like what we were talking about with No More Good Earners. I think one of the best things that No More Half Measures, No More Good Earners. One of the best things about that is going to be that you, me, and Mo are going to be on every episode. We've made that commitment to ourselves.
Yeah.
It's just things like that I want to start being very aware of from a branding standpoint. So
if you use a scale of like 0 to 100%, what percentage do you think you are versus where you're supposed to be?
In what nature? What do you mean?
Just a Spike Lee brand.
From what I want it to be to where it's at right now?
Yeah, from where it should be to where it is right now.
Oh, what it should be. It should be at 100%.
And what do you think it is?
That should have happened this year.
What slowed it down?
Oh, where is it?
Yeah, where is it right now? And what slowed it down?
Slowed it down and being comfortable. It's at about 15 to 20%.
I'm torn, man. I'm torn.
I got a crazy. What about you? Tell me yours.
It's funny because I look at both of us differently in that sense. I feel like I'm still on the my trajectory is still up. Yeah, my ascension. because
you don't feel like I'm rising no more, nigga?
Nah, I'm about to explain it. So I'm about to explain it to you. So I still feel like I'm
plateaued out here.
No. That's the problem. You haven't plateaued. Hold on, let me finish this thought and I'm gonna get to that. So
Okay.
I'm still a neophyte in all of this, in my opinion. Compared to you, I'm still a neophyte. I'm still figuring things out. And I think when I say things like this is a make or break year coming up, it's because I think I'm finally figuring out who I am and what I want to be. It's like you spend some time wrestling with ideas, and I received a phone call yesterday, and I can't talk about the details of it. I'll talk about this after I get through this phase, but it was one of those phone calls where you just like, yo, this is what I've been working on. This is what I've been working for. This is it. And now you got other people viewing you the way that you view yourself. And I think that's maybe the first piece of confirmation of, oh, okay. Like now, one of the best feelings ever is when somebody hits you up, say, hey, this opportunity arose, and I thought you were the first person I thought of. Right? Especially when it's somebody that you don't even know is looking or paying attention. When I say a random ass phone call that was preceded by a random ass text the day before that, and it just kind of came together real quick, and it's not all the way official yet, so I'm not gonna speak on it, but it was just like, damn, like this is insane. It goes back to I said I wanted to do this, prayed about it, and now it's happening, and you still get a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like everything is not a surprise, right? This is exactly what I said. This is exactly where I envision. See, the thing about me in this space is I envision this shit. I see it. Like I literally see it with my own two eyes. That's why nobody can ever tell me I'm crazy or I never feel like I'm putting in too much work. Because I see the end goal. I see what's happening. And it's still surreal when these opportunities happen, but it's also not surprising because that's exactly what I'm here for. I'm here for those moments. And I feel like I deserve to be there and I can provide good quality in that space. But I'm still at the very early stages of that. And I think 2026 is going to be like the launch of the brand of me versus the brands that I'm a part of. I think early on, it's always been a part of what I've been a part of. Culture Garden, we got y'all. Another week in the books. Yep. Best episode ever. Good Earners, No More Half Measures, Gridiron Jungle, all these things that I'm a part of. And now it's like, hold on. And once again, we talked about this in earlier chapters when I mentioned, yeah, you should document your life. And I'm like, who the fuck would want to watch that? Well, now I'm at the phase like, you know what? People will want to watch that. People want to know more about me. And that's where it is. And you haven't plateaued at all. It wouldn't even be a conversation if you did plateau because it is what it is at that point. You still going up, but not enough people know it. Like, I don't think enough people outside of the pot, like there should be people like your social media pages, bro, should be like you do so much. Your page should be an own umbrella of your work. Like, and that's one of the things that we're here to speak candidly. I always want to be like, I told you a minute ago and I never followed back, so I'll take some blame on that. But I told you, man, I'll be your nigga. I will write up some shit and kind of give you a blueprint for what you should be doing because so many more people need to know who Spike Lee is and what you do in this space. Mo just hit us up this morning. It's fucking 6-something in the morning. Sent us a 20-something second voice note because he getting weak at something you said on deck. Right? He could have like I just want this hit me so hard that I wanted to reach out to you early in the morning to let you know I'm laughing on my way to work. Like that doesn't happen because you some half-ass podcaster, bro. You good at this shit. Like you're phenomenal at it.
Appreciate
and the
that.
brand of Spike Lee, that's one of the things that I personally, as a fan and as a brother, I would love to see grow in 2026. Like not the brands that you're a part of, the brand of Spike Lee. And we've had conversations, and I can't say much because we're the same in that sense. Not necessarily trying to get on here or like feel like I have anything to say, but there has to be some kind of niche, some kind of way that in a Spike Lee way. And I thought what you did was brilliant with the recaps, the week recaps, right? I thought that was dope. There's going to be something of that line that you can find that's going to work for you that I feel you should really be consistent at and let people in a little bit more in that sense, or even if you just sharing random thoughts, or even if you recapping the pods, or even if you're taking clips from the pods and putting them on your page weekly, so they know, like, oh shit, this man a part of this, he part of that, he part of that. He can talk politics, he can talk sports, he can talk prestige TV, he can talk film. Like you a fucking Renaissance man. Like, why don't people know that? Like, you fucking, I can't believe I'm even referencing this goofy ass movie. You are Jimmy Chitwood in Hoosiers. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I'm sitting here running this practice with y'all bums, and I got one of the best hoopers I've ever seen just out here draining free throw after free throw as I'm trying to teach him or convince him to come play for my team. Like, you shouldn't be hidden, bro. Everybody should know who you are. And that's one of those things that I like, man. I just think the brand of Spike Lee, I think what you do and what you put out on a weekly basis, I don't think it should go for naught. I don't think it should go for naught. And it's not going for the naught because people listen and they appreciate it, but not enough.
But it should be more.
It should be more.
Of course, I agree with that. But
yeah,
no, that's I love that. I thank you for that. 100% thank you for that. And I'm open to working on that with you because I feel like I agree with you. And I don't know if that's what is it? Narcissist?
Narcissism. No, it's not. It's honesty.
What is it?
Yeah.
I do agree with you.
Egotistical. It's none of that. It's
egotistical. That's the word that I was looking for. And it's good to hear you say that because it affirms what I think. For me, it's hard to capitalize. It's not even hard to. It's a roadblock in my mind that shouldn't be there because hearing you say that validates something in my head that I think. But knowing that someone else thinks it outside of my head helps me to think, oh, you're not crazy.
No, you're not crazy.
It's not all for naught. Like, sometimes you can get in those places where you're very critical and hard on yourself. At least me, I know, where it's like, oh, you just do a couple parts. Like, you might say something funny here and now and then. But also, too, in an arrogant sense, I know that's not the case either. But you try to lie and tell yourself that so you don't got to do the work. Or you don't have to try to figure it out. So thank you for saying that, and that helps me to want to figure it out more. And I'm going to press you for help with it.
Absolutely. Please do, because that's what we're here for. And we always need that outside confirmation. You know what I mean? Yeah. It always helps. So, and I think it aligns with everything is aligned. Nothing happens by coincidence. The timing is always impeccable. So I told you I've been thinking about my brand in 2026. So I don't think there's a coincidence that Mo reaches out to me a few weeks back just on some random, hey bro, like I feel like I'm starting to get another side of you on this pod. Like you hitting another level of the pod. Like just your personality coming out a little bit more, you a little bit more like last week we had a moment on No More Half Measures, and now I'm starting to treat it like I would with my closest friends. Like that's the version of me that people are getting now, because somebody wrote in and say, hey, how do you get your friends or your people that you love to watch certain shows? You know, my brothers will watch X, Y, and Z. And you and Mo going back and forth, like, man. And I was like, listen, man, tell them motherfuckers. And I just went in. And that's just kind of what it was. And I'm just like, this is what I would tell my friend. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, if I'm trying to convince somebody to watch something, I'm just going, that's how I know how to do it. But I would have never done that in years past, because this is going to live forever. And I want to make sure I come off and say, man, fuck that, nigga. I'm just got to be me at some point. And I think that's a big thing. So when you hear me, whoever else telling you, it's not by mistake. But real quick before you go, you say you're going to hold me to that. That's exactly what we're here for. That's why this exists. And it's not, and I mean this wholeheartedly, Spike Lee, man, you got to understand me when I say this. Like, this has to be such a uncomfortable year for both of us. Facts. Part of that uncomfortability is going to be holding each other accountable. We have to get on each other's nerves. Like, there's got to be a moment in 2026 where you see my name on your phone and you roll your eyes. You get what I'm saying? And vice versa.
Facts.
And vice versa, and not in a bad way, just knowing, because we're both, I think,
in
one
an
of our,
accountable way.
I think a superpower that both of us possess is we're both extremely self-aware. Like, I know when I'm bullshit. I don't need anybody to tell me when I'm bullshit, and I know. So knowing that I carry that with me, what makes me roll my eyes is when now I'm seen by somebody else who also you bullshit.
Who know I'm bullshitting. Exactly.
So I'm rolling my eyes not because you're calling me out on it. I'm rolling my eyes because you're right, and I know you're right.
Yeah, that's
so
why
now I got to turn it up.
To reference a fellow co-author. That's why I love Dro so much. There's been several times that he's called and I roll my eyes. I know what he won't. He the only nigga that's gonna be like, bro, you said you was gonna do this. Like, we had this thing we was doing for a while, which we got to get back to. Like, he just sent me a text like, Dro, dude's like 50 burpees every day. When you get done with him, just send me the check mark. So he'll just send me a check mark.
Yeah.
And then he'll hit me like, nigga, you ain't sent me a check mark in 2 days. What, you like 100 behind? Like, what's up? And like, how you gonna make them 100 up? Like, how you gonna make them 100 up, bro? You ain't send me a check mark in like 2 days. I love that about friends like that. And it's like what you said, and you do that eye roll thing, but they holding you accountable. They make you a better version of yourself. That's why I feel like that me and you connected so quickly. Like, I'm all for at this stage in my life, just being around people that make me a better version of myself. I don't want to be around nobody that's gonna make me crash out. I don't want to be around nobody that's gonna support a bullshit idea. I want to be around people that's gonna keep it. At this stage in my life, I can't afford it. I don't have time. I don't got time to be around people that's gonna be like, oh yeah, bro, that's the whole time is bullshit. Yeah, let's go on this little mission together. And like, no, this is bullshit, bro. I don't have time to do that. So I appreciate people like you, like Dro, like Mo, like a lot of the people that I work with in the podcasting space. AB, it's just like, we said we're going to do this thing.
Yeah.
And I was telling you offline, like, today, I think my last day of record. Tomorrow, when we record, it's my last day of recording. Me and AB both going to Nashville on holiday break. And he hit me. Well, we recorded Tuesday. He was like, bro, we need to meet up, go over next year. What we gonna do? Like, what's the plan? Like, and new ideas, and the idea I told you about. Let's hash it out some. I love it so much that I have people in my life that do that. Because it could easily be what you're doing when you get in the city. Let's go get a drink or go here.
Yep.
Like, no, let's get together. You're gonna have time off. I'm gonna have time off. We do this thing together and we have ideas of making it bigger. Let's get together and sharpen some steel. Like, I talked to Dro, just to cap it real quick. I talked to Dro
go ahead.
Yesterday for 40 minutes about just his business. It wasn't no personal stuff. It wasn't no, like, he was giving me the ins and outs of just being in the trash business and how much this can cost and how much it costs to acquire this other building, acquire new houses. That was probably one of the best 40-minute conversations I had this week.
Yeah.
It has shit to really do with me from a business standpoint, other than I have a degree in it and can, like, listen and hear stuff and try to give my friends some help in the sense of what he's seeing. But I just love to hear it, that me and him was having that conversation. We weren't talking about bitches. We ain't talking about sports. We ain't none of this. Like, we two of age Black men talking about being entrepreneurs. And that shit was just like, I had to stop for a moment in the middle of the conversation, just think like, damn, that's very, that's dope.
You'll notice when you're around the right people because of their responses to things. So you just mentioned how AB, hey, we got to meet up. We got to talk about what's going on for next year. I made that same call to school yesterday. Like, hey, bro, like, start thinking about some stuff that you want to get accomplished, and we're going to meet up and let's see how we can do to help you. What's your vision for 2026? Same with Rachel. At some point before this year ends, I talked to her yesterday. At some point before this year ends, we got to talk about We Got Y'all and what your vision is for it, what we can do, what it looks like, all of that. Like, all of that needs to be planned and prepared. But not only that, before we started recording, you told me about the idea. Great idea. My first response. What
What's
now?
next? Yeah.
It wasn't
What do
just
you-
all cool, Spike Lou. Like, that's what's up, man. Like, good luck to you. If we're in this space together and I call you my brother and we both saying we want to see each other do well and do great, it's not about just, oh, you got a good idea. Now what? Now what? Like, now what's the next phase? I did that to you earlier this year. You mentioned something about merch. I said, all right, then I'm going to ask you about it. And guess what? You got a Spike hat on your head right now. I've worn a Spike shirt on here on a couple of different occasions, right? It happened. Part of that's because you wanted to see it through, but also I think part of that is because you had people in your life that's like, yo,
Facts.
it's time. It's
I
time.
got a new
So
design too.
those are the people, and
Gotta go
that's
check
the
that.
thing about being in this type of, when you establish, I think you have a little bit more luxury and freedom. But when you're building, the one thing that I would love people to understand who maybe aren't in a space where they're working on a hobby, trying to accomplish a goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about in the sense of where it's going to require a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
When people are dedicated towards it, ain't no time for like the little small shit or the little casuals. Like I just don't have it. Majority of my time has to be dedicated to doing what I said I was going to do. And then once I hit that, then I'll be able to open up and be like, okay, cool, now I'm back. But sometimes niggas just got to lock away for a year or two and just really grind it out, really focus. And then that's pretty much the end of it. So I love that we're surrounded by incredible people.
Yeah.
Facts. And we're surrounded by incredible people that really want to see both of us do well. I got a random question for you. This is random. I was thinking, go ahead.
No, you just mentioned the Spike head. I was just saying there's a new link. I'll send it to you put it in the post where you can get a new Scully for the season.
All right. Bet.
New design.
I'll put that with the episode description. This is really random. We don't even have to spend a lot of time on it, but it just happened. I thought about this morning. I was on a walk. You ever think about book 3?
I have, but not consistently.
I'm about to say, I'll tell you right now, just to answer my own question. The thought crosses my mind, but it's also like cross that bridge when you get there. We're still so wrapped up in book 2 that I don't think about it. But I also thought about like this chapter 50. Yeah. Chapter 50 of book 2. And I think about like, damn, I wonder if Spike Lee ever thought about a theme for book 3. I wonder if he even thought about a different co-host for book 3. Because I look at you as the constant, right? You're the constant between, for those who haven't been following from day one, this whole space was created because Mo wanted to create a Sopranos podcast, reached out to Spike Lee. They didn't know each other. And Spike Lee was like, before I dedicate and commit, going back to what you said earlier, I signed up for this. So I love that about you. But before I do sign up for this, let's even make sure we have any kind of rapport or chemistry. And that's where Another Week in the Books came through. If you listen to On Deck TV show, that's one of the intros. This is Another Week in the Books with the On Deck TV show. So this name spawned from that.
Yep.
You and Mo started this. Mo had done everything he could in the space, gave 100 chapters. That's when book 2 created. Because I'm sure, and I'm speaking for you, but I like to say you probably never thought about there being a second book. You probably just thought it was one constant thing. And Mo decided one day, I don't want to do it. And we couldn't. Mo made such an imprint and left such a legacy on the pod that you can't just continue it. You got to start a new book. And I'm wondering if you even put thought into, do I want this themed out? Do I want to just keep everything 100 episodes? Do I just want this to run its course? And when we both naturally feel like it's time to move on to something else, we do that. Do you ever think about this being a legacy thing to where maybe one day you hand the keys off to a younger generation?
Man, that's a good question.
Maybe we still produce it, but maybe there's some 28, 29, 30-year-olds that's out there making their imprint. And it's like, yo, y'all got the keys now. Like, go
Great
run
question. To address something you said, I haven't thought about a book 3, no. But what I have thought about is wanting this book to be more than 100 chapters. Just because I had spent the time. I enjoyed those 100 chapters with Mo, but I feel like if it's going to be part 2, then it needs to be more. So I do want it to be more than 100 chapters because we halfway there now, right?
Yeah,
It's
we have 50 already.
We damn near, like, if it was 100 chapters, we damn near, it's almost over with.
Yeah.
Like, we're on the downside of it.
I say, yeah, we yeah.
And 2, the last thing that you said, the ideal situation for me is that profile increase that you spoke of and not having enough time to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but wanting to keep it alive and finding people that are dope enough to do so. People that understand the concept, know what the platform is, know what's expected of them from the platform. Like, it's just not a podcast where you're sitting up and talking about $200 dates and sex on the first night. Like, that's not what we do here. It's just deeper conversation, more of a connection that needs to be had. And having that replicated by those people and producing, like you said, like, I think this can live on for a long time. Like, the name and the brand should be solid enough by the time that me and you are done with this, especially through book 2, where we needed to pass it out because we got 50 shows on the road this year. And we got to go do these live shows, and we got to do these things, or we got to be at iHeart, or we got to be in New York half the year and just can't record. Like, those are 4 things that I expect to be problems in the sense of that's where I want my expected growth to be at. That's the goal. So
Yeah.
I expect to be able to put people in a position to hear, and with my profile increasing, it also increasing this brand and handing it off to them and say, okay, go do what you do with it and get yourself elevate yourself to where you want to be using this platform. Being a place for creators to be able to do stuff like this. So yeah, the ultimate goal is passing it off and keeping it around, and us producing, checking in, tapping in every once in a while. Yeah. Something like that.
That's dope. That's dope.
What about you?
That's a dope answer.
Did you have what are your plans for it? Did you have plans for it? Have you thought about it?
No, I thought about it as far as like it crossing my mind, but I haven't thought about it like, oh, I want to plan my exit at this. There's no exit. I don't have any. Yeah, I don't have any exit date. I don't have a moment where it's I'm like, yo, I got to tap out so I can do X, Y, and Z. There has to be number. It would just have to be in divine intervention. It would have to be one of those things where it's all right, it's just time. Like, you know what I mean? Like whether another opportunity came where I'm creating a show, or like you said, I'm just booked now and all this other stuff. Like, man, I can't give it what I want. But this is one of those, as I looked at all right, let me back up a little bit. One thing I learned about myself this year, I pushed the limit of recordings. There was a segment of this year where I was doing 6 in 1 week. Okay. And I did it. It was about a 3-month stretch.
Try to see if you match me. Try to see if you match me.
Nah, you got it. You proudly wear that belt, my nigga. That's actually what made me more self-aware about, let me check on Spike Lee and make sure that he does have time, because when I did it, people joke all the time. School actually, shout out to Who the Fuck Asked You. Mo was a guest on School and Rio's podcast. They talked about the top 5 cartoons of all time. It was a great episode, actually. I know that might sound silly, but it's a great episode.
I fuck with that.
And
I wish I'd been on that, actually.
Yeah, it was a great episode, man. Like, absolutely.
I but I want to do a part 2. Tell School have us on, man. Do a part 2.
I got you. I want to do that. I got you. Because I told him, I said, I want to do a we'll talk about that off air. I don't want to put his ideas out there. But when he does his intro, he always shouts all of us out. Like, he literally, every intro, he shouts out Another Week in the Books, We Got Y'all, Culture Garden, everybody. And he's like, man, shout out to Rich, man. He like 07 Wayne right now. This nigga everywhere. Which at one point, like I said, there was a stretch where I was, but I also realized I can't do this. Like, I can't, there's no way I can do this again. For another 3-month stretch, I can't. Nope. It was miserable. It was productive, but it was miserable. I was like Tony Soprano. I was a miserable prick. I didn't want to be around nobody. Don't talk to me. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Don't kick it with you, skate it with you, none of that. Because it was just, I didn't have time for anything else. And everything started to feel like an obligation. Like, I have to do this now. I have to record this. I have to. And like you said, that's part of it. That's what I signed up for. I didn't bitch through the whole process, but I did realize once everything ended and I was back to more of a calm schedule. And it's funny because I told somebody Somebody asked me about my recording schedule. I said I only got like 4 this week. It's a pretty light week, and they was like, "That's light." I'm like, "Yeah, that's very manageable. 4 is easy. 3 is probably perfect. 4 is probably my cap now." But I learned that this year, right? I say all that to say, I'm in a take things as they're presented.
What does that mean?
And well, finding out what's important to you. Shout out to David, who was on last week. Finding out what's important to you, and finding out what you can and can't do. And to circle it back to our original point, another week in the books is now one of those where when I'm looking at the plate, it can't move. It means too much to me, and I get too much from it myself. I'm not just providing out there for the bookworms. I'm getting something from y'all as well, and I'm taking something each week. So this is a non-negotiable when it comes to, if you got to get rid of a podcast, I can't get rid of another week in the books. I can't. I can't until it's time to where it's like, all right, where I have my moment where, you know what, I gave it all. Like, I don't have anything left to say. Like, that's it. I served my purpose. Me and you will have that conversation if that ever happens, because I can go for another however many years. Who knows? But if it ever does hit that point, like Spike Lou, I'm tapped. I got it. You got it. Nothing else I can do. And then it goes from there. But that's one of these. It can't get away. I got to do it.
What I will say, a goal of mine for this, before this ends with me and you, I do want to be in a position where we could do this multiple times in person. That's one of the things. That is one of my goals for this with us. Like,
this is a live. This guy. My fault. Go ahead. I'm about to say this has live show written all over it, by the way. But go ahead.
Yeah. Just being in a place where, I'm going to Cincinnati to record another week in the book, or Cleveland, or Rich coming to Atlanta. Like, we're recording another week in the books this week. Like, I want to be in a place where that's a comfortable thing, and it's not even a second thought. That is one of my goals for this. I got a question for you based off something you just said. Well,
yeah.
So I got a question for you, just based off all the recordings that you said you did, and I can go first if you need to think about it once you hear the question, because I've been thinking about it a little bit. Maybe once I explain my answers too, it may help you with yours. With all the recordings that you do, if it's from an effectiveness standpoint, an enjoyability standpoint, whatever it may be, however you want to do it, what do you think you best at? And I won't say worst, but rank your most enjoyable. I won't say, but like rank what you do from 1 to the end.
Shows?
Yeah. Like where you show up,
shows?
Where do you show up your best at, and what do you think you feel like you have the most room for improvement in?
That's a great question. I'll tell you right now, room for improvement is Gridiron Jungle. Mainly because I don't have the passion for the sports like that. That's something I've really been. I'm gonna have to rap to Phil. I have passion for sports. Talking about them is what I mean.
I mean, you're a Bengals fan,
so that's a big part of it. On some real shit. When you are dedicated to a team, sometimes it's like, bro, if it was just my only podcast, that'd be different. But when you're already doing multiple things, like, I'm not about to sit here and spend this time talking about these bum ass niggas. Like, you know what I mean? And doing the same shit. And it's frustrating.
I couldn't imagine doing a podcast about the Cowboys. I couldn't imagine doing it.
But when I record with Phil, like, Phil is passionate about it. Like, he loves this. Like, Phil will tell you, fan is short for a fanatic. Like, he a fanatic about this shit. Like, he got the Reds. He got Mr. Red tatted on him. Like, he about this sports life. So he can take the loss and still, this is the genius of him. He can still take the loss and make good, productive quality. I'm more so like, fuck these niggas. I don't give a fuck. We ain't got to record. I ain't got shit to say. You get what I'm saying? Where he will still have things to say and his grievances to air and all that kind of good stuff. So that's one of those where we just did a different episode. It was a kind of different format that was really cool. And I was more of a moderator. right? I didn't have to do the heavy lifting. And I think moving forward, and like I said, I got to talk to Phil about this, but I would love to be in that space, or more so the producer side of things versus, I know it's sports, but really having to pay attention to games, pay attention to down the distance. The third quarter, this happened. This is why we ended up losing, all that, and to really try to give some good product. I'd much rather maybe there be rotating guests and Phil can hash it out, and I kind of moderate in that sense. I don't know. We'll figure that part out. So that would be at the bottom. Number one is probably still Culture Garden. That's still that's like when Jay always say Reasonable Doubt is his best album. Like,
is it because it was first, or you enjoyed that topic the most?
I enjoy that the most. I enjoy talking about film. Like, I enjoy just kind of getting lost in a good film. And I think since I've been doing it first, I just got my groove. Like, I've seen that show change. I've seen it start. I've seen it change. I've seen it develop. I've seen it grow. Like, so I've already gone through the ups and downs and roller coasters of trying to find out what it is. And now it's just kind of like in your pocket, right? Sometimes it's hindered because I do have other things going on. So there might be some, and I've learned, man, I took on a project that I shouldn't have taken on. I did something for the podcast where I wanted to review the top 100 movies that New York Times listed for the past 25 years. Retroactively, huh?
What number you on?
I'm on 50. We're on 50. We took a break because
what was it?
I haven't watched 50. 50 is Up, the Disney movie, Up, cartoon. That's number 50 on the list. We've done some great movies already in the first 50, 100 through 51. But 50 is the next one I have to watch. But had to take a break because I'm part of the voting academy for the Black Reel Awards, and it's voting season. So we got our screeners and all that kind of stuff. So they're sending me movies to watch so I can get ready for these votes. So I can't watch New York Times movies when I got Black Reel Award movies to watch. You know what I mean?
Are these
so
what type of black movies? Like Tubi black movies? What type of black movies is it?
Nah, so Black Reel Awards, this is the 26th year, actually, that's coming up. 26 years. It's an award show that's dedicated. Yeah, a lot of people haven't. So just real quick story. One of the categories for Culture Garden is, because we do it a little bit different from frames per second, like our format and stuff. So one of the categories is awards. Kind of talk about what awards the movie won. And when we first started, I kept seeing nominated for Black Reel Awards or won a Black Reel Award. I'm like, what is the Black Reel Award? So I looked it up and ended up finding out they had been around since 2000, got a little bit of their history and their purpose and their mission. And their mission is pretty much exactly what the Culture Guard was founded on. More or less, want to bring more spotlight to these incredible Black artists, these Black filmmakers, these Black talent. And it's not just Black, but all within the diaspora. And make sure we have a space, by us, for us. And they just celebrated 25 years. One year I said, you know what, let's just do an episode where we cover the winners of the Black Reel Awards. This is 2 years ago, the 24th annual. And we did that, and it was fun. And I remember on that episode, like, it's on air, it's documented. We'll listen to it right now. I said, when we do this next year, we're going to be working with the Black Reel Awards. I said it. Flash forward later that year, I ended up reaching out to it. I forget what was happening. I said it was going to happen, but I don't know. I don't know if I sent a message. And then something reminded me. It might have been Rachel reminded me or asked me if I did. So I reached out to Black Reel Awards, just kind of explain who we were, how much we love what they do, that we covered their show. We're going to be doing it again. I just kind of wanted to put them on notice. And they responded. And then I was just like, yo, would y'all mind coming on and doing an episode with us? So the founder and the nominating chairperson joined us, and it was like a 2.5, like almost 3-hour conversation, bro. One of the best convos I've had in podcasting. And our love of film and them being able to see that and us like bring a spotlight to it. They hit us up a few months later on some like, we want to officially invite y'all to be voting members. And all types of stuff, man. So it's real dope. It's real dope space to be in. You can go to blackreelawards.com right now and go to Voting Academy. You're going to see pictures of Rachel. see the pictures of school. I never submitted my photo, so I'm not on there. So I just realized, like, damn, I need to submit my photo so I can get it. But there's only like 80 people that vote. Tashina Arnold is a voter. Lil Rel is a voter. Like, so we are part of like a small group of people, like 80 something in the entire world that's voting on these awards. And this is our first year doing it. So I just think that. So when I talk about those moments that are like wins, you asked me earlier, how do you measure that? Moments like that is how I measure. So those are those boosts. And just to bring this conversation back full circle, when I say going on a Reddit and getting you're doing a great job, I'm not saying it's not appreciated, but with where I'm trying to go, I need that validation of, yo, y'all niggas dope. I love your movie opinion so much that I trust you to vote, to be a part of this academy. Those are the type of wins that I'm like, all right, then that makes me feel good on what we're doing. Right.
Like so it's a good story.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
And so, I want to be a part
Coach, no doubt, man. Hey, man, we'll work on it. So Coach Guard is number 1. We got y'all's number 2. Mainly because we got y'all might be number 1, honestly, because me and Rachel's comment, it's just so flow. It's flow so seamlessly. It's literally Michael and Quincy. It's Snoop and Dre. It's we don't have to work, man. Me and Rachel have done episodes of television with no notes. We did an episode of Your Honor when we were covering that show with no notes, just pure conversation and memory. Yeah, man, it's an incredible show. Yeah, man. Rachel dope. Right, Rachel dope as fuck, and she make it easy, and we're real friends. We've been friends for 20 years, so it's not like I was paired with her. We got to figure it out. So we both understand each other well enough to know what's what, and it just makes everything easy. So those two, I think, are by far 1 and 2. I put this at 3, and I put Good Earners, No More Half Measures at 4, just because I'm turning into I'm A Mike now on No More Half Measures. It's a different responsibility. The first 2 episodes, I tried to do it the same way I did Good Earners, which I didn't do notes for Good Earners. I just had to show up. I watched it enough to where I remembered everything. And I'm a big believer in is if you have a good idea, you ain't gonna forget it. If there's something I want to say about it, I'm gonna say it. So I never worried about the small mundane stuff. I had to learn at one point to not I don't want to say fantasize. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Not drive myself crazy with the small imperfections. Like there's gonna be when I first started recording, bro. There'd be things we talk about a movie, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to say this about it. Man, we got recorded again. Like, nah, nigga. Like,
damn, for real?
Man,
you used to do that.
I told you.
That's crazy.
School was on here. When School was on here in chapter 2, I think we talked. No, it might have been his second appearance. We talked about like I was maniacal, bro.
Yeah, he told me. Yeah,
maniacal. It was Rachel. I think it was. Having Rachel on, because I know, once again, we're friends. I know Rachel wasn't going to be doing that shit. We did it twice. I think me and Rachel did it with Love and Basketball and maybe ATL. Maybe ATL. And I knew that
never
shit
got that out of me, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Looking back on it, it's fucking nuts. Like, what the fuck was I doing?
I recorded another episode. Hell no.
Of the same movie?
You know why?
Like, yeah, that's just nuts.
J Hove give me slack about this because he's probably the only one to know, but I'll reveal it here. I don't take notes. I pride myself in being like Jay-Z or Lil Wayne.
I believe it.
I've never written anything down as far as notes for a podcast. The whole time ever that I've been doing this. Now I write out my synopsis. I write out my synopsis for Good Earners.
I know you ain't that cold. You a cold motherfucker, but you ain't that cold.
I used to do them off the dome. I used to do them off the dome. The only reason that I started writing them down because y'all liked them and I didn't want them to fall off in 1 week, me not have it like off the dome. But I don't take notes for on day. I guess I feel like Hove or whatever it may be in that sense.
Yeah.
I don't like to go in there with shit wrote down. I like it to be natural.
Organic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that means that you got to really prep for it.
Yeah. Like I watched when we did Good Earners, I would watch the episode 3 times before we recorded and watch it while we was doing it.
Yeah, that's what I needed to have it on while we were doing it on mute with the captions on. So there are a couple of things that I had, but I didn't write any notes. I started and then I didn't.
I think they restrict me too much. I ain't like notes in school though. I ain't even like them then. Like, I just feel like notes restrict me, but I'll give my answer. I'll rank mine.
Okay. Because how many do you have total? And I feel like I'm even forgetting the podcast.
You are. You forgetting one that I'm gonna rank, and that was best show ever. But we didn't really put that to market yet. We just did one of those. But I'll still rank
I
it though.
can't, man. If
You
you
can't rank
ask
it?
me if you ask me what am I
Best
most looking
episode.
forward to, I'm most looking forward to getting that launched and really becoming in a constant rotation. We just got to find the time. That's a
I love
show
Chaz,
that
man. Chaz a funny nigga,
man,
bro.
bro, we had a
I
fucking
still, I
ball
still
doing
think about that
Entourage.
Ronda. I think about that Ronda Rousey, him saying he could beat
Hey,
her up
man,
at
that
least
nigga's
once a week, bro.
dead ass
Yeah, he
serious.
was dead ass. I love it. That's how fuck that. That was the moment I was like, I fuck with this nigga.
Hey, dead
He
ass.
wasn't
And I'm
no- he
sitting there.
wasn't mad.
Hey, remember I'm sitting there like, bro, this is a profession. He said, man, listen, I'm not going. I'm not going, bro. He gonna have to see me.
Hey, shout out to Chaz, man. That's
Shout
my
out to
guy.
Chaz, man. I love that shit.
All right, I'll start from the top. Number one is on deck. And
Probably, yeah.
I've been doing it the longest. I've been doing
Yeah.
AB since I was fucking 15 years old. We're in our 40s now. It's so easy to do. Like there's a shorthand there. Like well, we understand when one of us need to shut up. We understand when
Mm-hmm.
to fuck with each other and when not. We're like when is the joke there and when it ain't. It's that's when I'm at my best when I'm doing that on deck. Like I'm free to be the full version of me that got in the podcast. And so that's probably one. Two, and we said this as we can continue to get into this book, we'll see where we differ at, even though we think so much alike. Two is dating in sports. I love fucking talking about sports, bro. I love it. The only thing with dating is 6 people, sometimes 7 people on this. So I don't get to say as much as I would like to. But talking about sports, and I just love talking shit about sports. That's even though I don't really watch basketball or I'm not as tapped in with basketball as I am with football, or care about it as much, I can still talk about it. I still know what's going on. I still know the topics of conversation to be able to be fruitful from it. Like that's my origin story of this sports, like watching sports and all day, being 9, 10 years old, being able to talk to grown men about like sports. I love that. So dead end sports would be number 2.
That's dope.
3.
Do you think it would be the same if it was just the Cowboys you had to talk about?
No, absolutely not. I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't do that to myself.
So now I'm questioning, like,
yeah, I wouldn't do that to myself. I'm glad that they try to avoid Cowboys conversations. That's what all mainstream media talk about. So we try to avoid it on dead end sports. I don't want to talk about
that works
it.
out perfectly.
Yeah,
That works out perfectly.
I'm good. That's mine. That's why I commend you for doing a podcast about the Bengals. To me, that's mine. Don't text me about the Cowboys. Don't call me about the Cowboys. That's mine. I get to enjoy and be devastated by myself with that. I don't want that to be out there with the world for the people to know. Like they've been trying to get me to do Cowboys reaction. I'm not doing none of that, bro. That's mine. That's one thing that I want to enjoy by myself or be disappointed in by myself.
I think you hit the nail on the head as to why, because it's something I always could have for myself or fellow Bengals fans. Now it's shared. Now it's feel like I have to talk about it. It's like Carolina, but I'm a diehard Carolina basketball fan, like Tar Heels. I would never want to have I'm too invested. Like that's mine. Like you said, that's my shit.
Facts. I ain't trying to get on here after a loss and let you see how hot I am. Like I ain't doing. I don't podcast for that.
I'm gonna start saying some words that you ain't supposed to say no more. All types of shit. It's gonna turn bad.
Facts. So yeah, that's mine. So I would never do that. But yeah, number one on deck. Number 2, dead end sports. This is number 3. This is number 3 because I got to do it. I am doing it with a brother like yourself who I relate to so much. A brother like Mo who challenged me a lot and who I thought I was as a person, as a man. And I will forever be indebted to him and appreciate him for that. Like for my closest friends to call me during that book with Mo and just want to talk about it, the stuff they heard, the person that they heard me be, that meant the world to me. It's helped rebuild a friendship for me.
Yeah.
This platform is very special to me. Even the question that you asked earlier, like, just how are you doing? There are no platforms that exist like that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I love it. It may not be a million people, but the people that do listen, that do like this, that have came on here, that have contributed, that have commented, like that should mean the world to me because I feel like it's the least fake place that I am all week.
Yeah. Yeah, you can bring your everything, your full
Yeah,
self
it's
to
like
it,
it's
man.
just what
I'm
it is.
a better man because I know Mo. Like straight up.
1
Like
million
Mo is
percent.
just somebody I'm just
1
happy that Mo is in
million
my life.
percent.
Just happy Mo's in my life,
1,000,000%.
man.
I'm a better man from the conversations, one that I know Mo and you, and just from the conversations that I've had here. Not even
Mm-hmm.
on the platform, but after this. Things
Yeah.
that friends that I've known for 30 years that we've never talked about, never felt comfortable talking about, that have listened to this episode and have hit me up, and we've had an hour-long conversation about shit that we should have been talking about forever because
Mm-hmm.
they're my friends and
Yeah.
people that I love, but we have this wall built up like, oh, y'all, this ain't nothing we talk about. This platform
Right.
has allowed us to have those conversations that and it normalized it, like normalized
Yeah.
asking, hey, how you doing, bro? You going through this? I know this happened. Like, what's up? So this would be third. Um, my fourth one is the best episode. I feel like it's so
Best
the
episode.
banter, the banter between you and Chad.
That's
Chad's
so
so funny, bro.
crazy.
And doing it in that format, doing it in that format where we talked about Entourage, got to talk about the stuff that stood out. That was such a fun show. It was fun. It was one of the funnest podcasts that I've been on.
The
That's fourth for me.
Overdrive, they were
But it's so much stuff.
just Entourage itself.
Yeah.
Just those 9 episodes brought so many.
What's the chick name that he was dating? That whole
Yeah,
whole rant about
Ashley,
that, like all that.
the rant about her, the rant about old girl who was actually AJ's girlfriend in Sopranos. Remember Turtle was at her, and you was trying to figure out why he was trying to get at this Uber driver. Like, bruh, there were so many moments in
So
that
the
show. The
fight
Ronda
in the
Rousey moment,
the
the
fight in
fight
the
in the
casino.
casino, like the way we broke down that show and just had
Man, if
those
y'all haven't
conversations,
listened to
man, it
that, y'all
saves.
go listen to that, bro. That's some of the best podcasting that I've done, man. Shout out to you and Chaz.
Yeah, hit me up personally, hit me up directly, and I'll tell you where to find it. We're gonna make it its own feed. As y'all have heard all episodes,
We'll
Spike
do
and
the
myself
next
are just
one.
busy. So we're trying to figure that out. That's gonna be our next big play. Trying to make sure we get that going.
That's for
Shout out to Chaz
2026.
for
That's
being so gracious. Chaz ain't in no rush. He said, man, whenever y'all ready, just let me know. And we've already got the show picked out. We know what we're doing next.
and it's gonna be just as funny.
It's just gonna be just as funny, man. Absolutely. But yeah, all right. So you guys, I love best episode ever.
That's one of my favorites. It's so much fun. Okay, so I got On Deck, Dead End Sports, Another Week in the Books, best episode ever. Good Earners would be next. And the
No
reason
More
why
Half
Good
Measures?
Earners, not yet. I'm
All
gonna list
right.
them separately.
You're
I ain't
saying
gonna
Good Earnings
combine.
next. Okay,
Yeah, I
got
ain't
you.
gonna
Okay,
combine.
got you.
I'm gonna list them separately. So Good Earners would be 5 in the sense of I just love The Sopranos so much, and I think we did such a beautiful thing. That was such a beautiful thing in the sense of it's like what you said. I'm a part of I did a thing as a creator where I took my favorite TV show ever and I broke down every scene of every episode with two people who have a perspective that's similar to mine, but not the same as mine. And we got to have great conversations about it. We had a teacher that said, I wish
Best
that I could
compliment I've ever received.
listen. What she say?
She
I
said,
wish
so
that I could play this for my class so they could understand how to break down literature that I assigned them.
yeah, literally show, yeah. Pretty much
That's
that's
what
what it
y'all
was.
doing
I
with the show.
wish that I could show them The Sopranos, not because they watch a show, just so they can listen to y'all, to hear y'all
And
talk
hear how
about it
y'all
and break
talk
it down.
about it.
Yeah.
One of the best things that I've ever heard easily from doing
100%.
podcasts. So I would say that is next. So that's No More Half Measures is right there. I will put it right behind it just because we haven't finished it yet. It ain't done.
Yeah, we 8 episodes in.
We just 8 episodes
we just
in.
now getting started. Yeah.
But I love the idea of all three of us being on every episode.
But you know what the irony is? if that wasn't the case, I'd have never even been a part of it. Like you missing is what even got me a part of Good
Facts.
Earners.
Good point.
So it's just
Yeah.
funny how life works.
Facts. Actually, I would move No More Half Measures back, and I'll put Is the Mic Still On there, and then No More Half Measures. Is the Mic Still On is one of my favorite podcasts. I just don't like talking about the political stuff in this climate sometimes.
Yeah.
It's fun when we talk about the other stuff, but I hate how divided shit is right now where you can't even have conversations. But like people not listening to hear you, they're listening to see if they agree with you. And I don't like that. And a lot of the things that we tackle on Is the Mic Still On is some political stuff, some everyday stuff. It's newsy. So that makes it more like I can't be as free as I want to be. You got to even with the Memphis comment, like we said, I don't give two shits, but that's something that you have to watch out for when you on a platform like that and people are listening and that like those people are listening.
Yeah,
they listening for those type of people. Yeah, so Is the Mic Still On will be whatever number we on, and what's next? What's last?
Frames per second.
That will probably be my last. Like complete, and that's why I was talking about it in the beginning, and what we talked about as far as what we would start to figure out the differences between us since we seem so alike. I like to enjoy movies and TV shows. I don't really always enjoy talking about them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like my thoughts are my thoughts. Like it really don't. I feel like I need to be better at that one, which is probably why I like it the least. I feel like I listen to movie podcasts and TV review podcasts, and I hear some of the stuff that they talk about with shot selection and knowing the directors and the actors' names and all of these things. Like they be in, like you do that.
Yeah.
You're in depth. You know facts about the movies, and this was supposed to be this and supposed to be that. I don't know. I don't do that. That's not my podcast style. As I spoke of before, like I'm coming in here like, "Ho, what's the beat? Okay, this is the beat. Give me 5 minutes. Let me sit with." You can't do that with movie review and TV reviews. You need to. You gotta be. Remember those scenes. Remember this line. Remember this actor. Understand your thought process when it was happening. What you thought the actor was talking about. Like there's a real. If you want to review a movie or a TV show really good, there's a bag that you got to be in, and you get in that bag.
Yeah,
I can only do that with certain shit.
Fair.
I really got to give a fuck. So that's probably my least favorite.
I will say this: there is one thing I've learned about it is sometimes there's a little bit of a gap that you need. So not every episode, and we're implementing some things in 2026 where not every episode is a movie. Yeah. Because I think it does return something you love so much, similar to what you said about the Cowboys. Now it becomes like a job or a chore. Like I never want movies to be a chore. I love movies too much. You get what I'm saying? Like I love it. And
see,
sometimes it does, and you look at things differently, knowing that you have to talk about it. Yep. So there's movies that I've loved, and I'm looking at it like, damn, do I like this movie? Like because I have to think of things to say about it. Do I actually even really like this movie? It starts giving you different perspectives, and it's like, damn, that's a little bit crazy. So I get it.
And to your point, every movie is a chore for me. I'm not a movie person. I didn't realize that about myself.
You're more TV.
I'm a TV person. Ain't no TV a task for me. I fuck with some TV. I like a long, thought out 8-hour like piece of content. Movies are too quick for me. You can't figure this problem out in 2 to 3 hours. And I don't want to sit here for 4 hours on some bullshit where you're just stretching this shit out. Movies is probably my least favorite. I'm getting more into it. The theater experience since I've been doing frames per second, like going to the theater, buying a ticket, enjoying it, being at the popcorn, all that bullshit, whatever it may be. I'm enjoying that more, but I'm not a movie person. I'm learning about myself. I've known about myself, but just really honed into that. Like it's a chore for me every week to watch the movies for frame per second. If we got to review it, like we got Dairy coming up.
Yeah, you was doing Brokeback Mountain the other day. Like I'm like, y'all like,
come on, like that's what I'm talking about.
To have to do it.
That was one of those our conversation what we said earlier. I didn't want to be an asshole and be like, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, y'all got a different setup. So yeah, it makes sense why you can't do that. You can't do that. And it makes sense.
And I feel like they was trolling me too. Like even because it was a selection. They definitely were. But It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I say that, but I
Yeah,
still
sometimes
wouldn't have never watched it and went in begrudgingly watching it. Like, oh, okay, whatever.
that's something that I've so real quick, because we're about to wrap this episode up, because I have called
Long
to action.
episode.
Yeah, we gonna be off for the rest of the year, so we want to make sure we left y'all with something before we're back. But one fascinating thing about life is just always finding the other option. There's never just one way to do things, right? There's always an alternative. My pops, when he was teaching me to drive, he always said, "Leave yourself an out." Right? Leave yourself an out, and that not just driving. That's with everything. That's life. Leave yourself an out. And I know on one hand, I can say where sometimes movies become chores as you're watching these, especially ones you've seen over and over. You're trying to figure out a way to talk about it in a new way. But to counteract that, I'm really enjoying like diving into films and going back to revisit films from the 70s and 80s that maybe I didn't see. People movies that they say are classics. So that's one of my biggest things I want to pick up next year is go back to the 70s and kind of like make a list of, ask ChatGPT, list off every movie I should see that came out between 1970 and 1979, and just really start diving into them and going into that, and kind of refalling back in love with certain things, or revisiting some classics I ain't watched in a while. Like I watched it's the 30th anniversary of Heat this week. I'm gonna watch Heat sometime soon, just to stop and appreciate. I don't have to talk about it. It's just to stop and appreciate how great that movie is and how much I love it. And it's 100%.
We just did a review on it and rewatched it. Yeah.
But it's all you'll know exactly what I'm about to say. It's 100% different when you chose it on a Friday night just to watch it, just for pure joy, versus knowing I got to record about this in the morning. Like, so I'm trying to get back to that more. I want to watch more movies just for the sense of watching them versus, it's also a rat race of feeling like I got to keep up with everything. That can be overwhelming too. Our show coming back here soon. I can't wait for that shit.
What?
January 13th, I think. Tell Me Lies, bro.
Oh shit, yeah. I meant to ask you about that.
It's up.
We might need to do something on that.
Y'all might get a segment. Y'all might get a segment every week.
Yeah, we might need to do something on that.
Definitely.
I don't know this,
but
1,000,000%.
But I think this was a hell of a conversation.
It was fun. This was good.
There were no notes. Me and Spike Lou didn't even have a convo of. We at least sent a text of, you got anything you want to discuss? My goal was to have maybe a 30, 35 minute end of the year. We appreciate y'all kind of conversation, and it turned into this. So we will be off the remainder of the year. This is December 19th. It's Friday, December 19th when this episode's dropping. Our next episode will not be until not the first Friday, because I think the first Friday is in January is going to be the 2nd. We'll be back on the 9th. So we're not going to record on New Year's Eve or New Year's. So we'll be back January 9th. So we'll be going for a little while. So we wanted to make sure we gave y'all a long episode. Spike, you just named a lot of shows.
Maybe we re-release some torn pages or something like that.
Yeah, we'll do something like that. I'll upload something to the feed. I think that'll be a good thing. But I will say,
you said I mentioned a lot of shows.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of shows that you're a part of. When we come back on January 9th, obviously we're going to have a conversation about what our goals are, what we want to do. We're going to take this time. It's not in vain. This time is intentional. It's to rest. It's to ease our minds. It's not to think about anything. I'm shut down all the way. Like, I'm shut down 2 weeks, all podcasts. I'm not recording anything, just so I can kind of get in my own bag and everything. And by the time we're back, I want to use this 2 weeks or 3 weeks to kind of really think about what we want to do this year or this upcoming year, and make sure that we are being intentional about making sure that life comes to fruition. And it's going to be the thing I'm looking forward to the most is the challenges of one another this upcoming year, to really, really, really get to that next level that we talk about. Like, it's going to take some challenge. It's going to take some, I know he don't want to be bothered, but I'm about to bother him anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be some observation of Got to turn it up some more, like all that shit. And I'm really looking forward to that in a positive way, not in a
nuisance.
not in a
Not,
just
not
doing
being a
it, not a
nuisance.
nuisance, but literally like just the beauty of no different than if you and your man say y'all gonna wake up every morning at 5 to work out. Until you get on that routine, you're gonna be pissed off every time your man's knocking at your door or calling your phone at 5 ready, right? Because it's like, damn, I don't want to do this shit, but that's beautiful because you want to make sure I'm good. And now I'm up, and now we at the gym. And the next day you might have to knock again, but guess what? Day 3, now I'm up before you. I'm waiting. I'm ready for it. Let's go. Because this is what we're doing now. We established a new habit of this is the expectation, and like you said earlier, still sharp and seal. So I'm looking forward to it, man. And we appreciate all the bookworms too, man. All y'all out there.
Same here, man. Y'all send us y'all goals, send us y'all questions for next year. Send us what y'all want to know, want to see, anything. Communicate with the community, and let us know where y'all heads are at too, bookworms. I said big worm. Bookworms. Just like Rich asked me, man, how y'all feeling? I want to extend that question to the community. And I feel like if you're a part of this community, you've been listening, you appreciated these 50 episodes, the 100 episodes before with Mo, the least that you could do over this holiday time and period that you got a little time to yourself, just tell us how you're feeling. Leave it in the YouTube comments, leave it in the Spotify comments, send us an email, awitb2022.
Yep.
At gmail.com. Send us an email, tell us how you're feeling. But I would really love to be able to come back after this hiatus and just read off from the other black man to listen to us and get something from this show and just telling us how they feeling.
Absolutely.
I'm calling you out, Q. You've been on the show. I need one from you. I need one from Dro. I need one from Mo. I need one from Jeff. David. A lot of people, man. Like even if I didn't name them, we need that from
Public Enemy B. I know you good about hitting us up. We want one from you.
Need that from you, Public Enemy B.
Dejour Fault. We want one from you.
Need that from you.
Goody Jenkins.
Yep.
Anybody that I'm thinking about that's constantly,
how y'all
like
feeling?
honestly, like we shouldn't. By the time we record again on January 7th, we're releasing January 9th, but we'll record January 7th. Everybody that we named should have been leaving the comment for us to talk about.
Need to
how
know.
you feeling?
We need to know how y'all
all
feeling,
of that.
Man. That's what fuels this platform. We need to 100%. Know that. So great conversation. I do agree.
Absolutely.
I think we covered a lot there. I think we got a lot done. This was a good. I needed this today. I definitely need this to be able to talk about these things, be able to voice these things out, and give a clear understanding of where my mind was. And for you to be able to listen to it, or even ask the right questions, I appreciate you, my brother.
Same, man. Cheers to y'all. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, happy New Year. Be safe. Everything else, man. Write down those goals. Write down that vision. Time is moving, man. It ain't waiting for no one. But most importantly, take care of yourself. Ask yourself how you feeling. Get in touch with yourself, man. And if you need to rest, take some time to rest. We'll be back at it top of the year, man. We appreciate y'all dearly. Looking forward to hearing from y'all. And let's make sure we get better. We out.
Fact.
Peace.
Peace.